Imagine a young traveler named Alex. He stood near the US-Mexico border, excited for an impromptu adventure. He heard from friends that crossing was easy, almost a formality for a quick trip. Thinking it would save time and hassle, he decided to walk across at a point where there was no official checkpoint. He just wanted to see a new town for a day, maybe enjoy some authentic food, and then return. He wasn't trying to cause trouble or stay permanently. It seemed like a harmless shortcut, a small bending of the rules for a simple, brief experience. He believed that since his intentions were good, the consequences, if any, would be minor. As Alex wandered into the Mexican border town, the initial thrill quickly faded. The streets felt different without the stamp in his passport, without the official welcome. He felt a growing sense of unease, a feeling that he didn't quite belong. Every police car that passed made his heart beat a little faster. He was a ghost in a system he had chosen to ignore. This wasn't the carefree adventure he had pictured. Instead, it was a journey marked by a constant, low-level anxiety. He tried to enjoy his meal, but the food tasted different when seasoned with the fear of being discovered. The vibrant colors of the market seemed less bright under the shadow of his illegal status. The situation became real when he tried to head back. Lacking an entry stamp, he had no proof of when or how he had arrived. When he approached an official crossing to return to the US, the Mexican officials had questions. They asked for his documents, specifically his passport with the entry stamp from the Instituto Nacional de Migración, Mexico's immigration agency. He couldn't produce one. His simple day trip had suddenly transformed into a complicated legal problem. He was no longer just a tourist. He was an individual who had intentionally violated another country's sovereign laws, and he was about to face the consequences of that decision. This story, while fictional, mirrors the real-life situations many people find themselves in. They often underestimate the seriousness of immigration laws. They might think that because they are from a neighboring country, or because their stay will be short, the rules don't fully apply to them. But every country, including Mexico, has a formal process for entry that must be respected by all foreign nationals. Ignoring these procedures is not a small oversight. It is a violation of federal law. Alex's simple mistake turned into a serious issue, demonstrating that good intentions do not excuse the need to follow established legal protocols for international travel. Mexico, like all nations, has clear and specific rules for anyone wishing to enter its territory. These regulations are not just suggestions, they are laws designed to ensure national security, manage tourism, and maintain orderly borders. For most visitors, the process is straightforward. Travelers must present a valid passport at an official port of entry. Depending on their nationality, they may also need a visa. Upon arrival, they must complete a Forma Migratoria Multiple, which is an official entry permit. This document records your entry and specifies the amount of time you are legally allowed to stay in the country. It is a critical piece of paper that proves you are in Mexico with permission. The FMM is more than just a piece of bureaucratic paperwork. It is your legal lifeline while in the country. When a Mexican immigration officer stamps your passport and your FMM, they are granting you a specific legal status, usually that of a visitante sin permiso para realizar actividades remuneradas, or a visitor without permission to work. This status typically allows for a stay of up to 180 days. Losing this document or failing to get one in the first place puts you in a precarious position. Without it, you have no official proof of your legal entry, which can lead to significant complications if you encounter any authorities, need medical help, or try to leave the country. These rules apply to everyone, regardless of how they enter. Whether you arrive by air, sea, or land, you are required to pass through an official immigration checkpoint. The idea of simply walking or driving across the border without stopping is a common misconception, particularly along the vast land border with the United States. While some areas may seem unguarded, Mexican law explicitly states that all foreign citizens must be processed by the INM upon arrival. Bypassing these checkpoints is considered an illegal act. The Mexican government takes its border integrity seriously and invests resources in enforcing these fundamental immigration laws. It is also important to understand that these rules are in place for the traveler's protection as well as the country's. Having a legal entry record ensures that you are accounted for. If an emergency occurs, your embassy or consulate will have a better chance of assisting you if your presence in the country is officially documented. Following the correct procedure, provides a layer of security and legitimacy to your travels. It confirms that you respect the laws of the country you are visiting and allows you to enjoy your time there without the underlying stress of being undocumented. The rules are not meant to be inconvenient. They are a necessary part of responsible international travel. When someone is found in Mexico without proper documentation, the interaction with authorities is handled by the Instituto Nacional de Migración. These are the federal agents responsible for enforcing immigration law. If you are stopped at a routine checkpoint on a highway, or approached by an agent in a city and cannot produce a valid passport with an entry stamp or your FMM, you will be detained. The initial assumption is not that you are a tourist who made a simple mistake. It is that you have violated federal law. You will be taken to an immigration detention center, often called an estación migratoria, for processing. Life inside these detention centers can be stressful and uncertain. You are not in a hotel. You are in a government holding facility. Communication can be a major barrier if you do not speak Spanish. You will be interviewed by INM agents who will work to determine your identity and how you entered the country. This process is not always quick. It can take days or even weeks to resolve a case, depending on the backlog and the specifics of your situation. During this time, your ability to contact the outside world, including your family or your country's embassy, may be limited. The experience is often frightening and isolating for those who are unprepared for it. The legal process that follows detention is administrative, not criminal, but it is serious. The INM officials will open a file on your case. They will verify your citizenship with your home country and review the circumstances of your illegal entry. You have the right to speak with your consulate, and it is crucial to exercise this right. Consular officials can provide advice, help you understand the process, and ensure you are being treated fairly according to Mexican law. However, they cannot get you released. The decision to deport you, fine you, or take other action rests solely with the Mexican immigration authorities. The entire experience is designed to be a deterrent. The Mexican government wants to send a clear message that illegal immigration will not be tolerated. The process of being caught, detained, and processed is intentionally bureaucratic and difficult. It is a stark contrast to the welcoming experience a legal tourist receives. Instead of enjoying the culture and hospitality of Mexico, an undocumented individual faces a cold and impersonal legal system. The authorities are doing their job, which is to enforce the law. For the person caught in the system, it is a harsh lesson in the importance of respecting international borders. The consequences for entering Mexico illegally are significant and can affect you long after the initial incident. The most common outcome is administrative deportation. This means you will be formally removed from Mexico and sent back to your country of origin at your own expense. A record of this deportation is created, and you will likely be banned from re-entering Mexico for a period of several years, or in some cases permanently. This can ruin future travel plans, whether for vacation or business. A simple mistake can close a door to an entire country for a very long time. It is not a slap on the wrist. It is a serious legal sanction. Beyond deportation, there can be financial penalties. The INM has the authority to issue fines for immigration violations. These fines can be substantial, adding a significant financial burden to an already stressful situation. Furthermore, an illegal entry puts you at great personal risk. Without legal status, you are more vulnerable to exploitation by criminals. If you become a victim of a crime, you may be hesitant to report it to the police for fear of revealing your own immigration status. This creates a dangerous situation where you have no legal recourse or protection, making you an easy target for those looking to take advantage of vulnerable individuals. Legal complications can extend beyond Mexico's borders. While a Mexican immigration violation may not show up on a criminal record in your home country, it can cause problems for future international travel. When applying for visas to other countries, you are often asked about your immigration history, including whether you have ever been deported or denied entry to another nation. Having to disclose a deportation from Mexico could lead other countries to view you as a high-risk applicant, potentially resulting in visa denials. The ripple effects of one poor decision can follow you around the world. The advice for any traveler is simple and unwavering. Always follow the law. Traveling internationally is a privilege, and it comes with the responsibility of respecting the rules of your host country. Always enter through an official port of entry. Have your passport ready and obtain the necessary visa if required. Fill out the FMM form honestly and keep it safe with your passport throughout your stay. These simple steps ensure your trip is safe, legal, and free from the anxiety and severe consequences that come with crossing the line. A beautiful and welcoming Mexico awaits those who enter the right way.